Welcome back to Peterson Auto. We're working on the 88 today. DT360 swap. Dash is finally in. Man, this thing has been out for a while. Right in the center above the radio area there. We're going to have a custom built gauge pod, which still working on, but I have all the wires ran up there that are going to be in that pod. I have a switch panel and 3 gauges there, so not much, but it's something, you know, it's something. Got a whole bunch of wiring to deal with here. We got a whole bunch of door wiring, all the, let's see which one's which. This is the dome light and such. No, that's the ignition switch. This one's the dome light and such, so that's got to be tucked the whole way around. We have ignition and turn signal switches. We have this wire, which looks like part of the dome light, and that little high-low beam clicker, which is just awesome cool, you know. So we got a bunch of stuff to put in here today. I'm not going to cover all the little details, but I'm going to start getting this dash together and functional. Whole crap ton of wiring, honestly, so that's going to be a lot of fun there. A lot of wiring on this project, even though I just put a painless harness in it. So much has been added, so much has been changed. All the electronic controls for the air ride stuff, you know, that's a good bit there. So it does add up, it really does. Dash is still in decent condition. Was in good condition. Maybe a little bit of a touch-up work will make it good again. It's kind of dirty and nasty still, but we'll get to that. Right now I'm just worried about getting it functional, so that's our first plan, and we're going to start hooking things up. Well, there we go. Good look at the dash. Get an idea of the driver's compartment going on there. It's pretty decent setup. Shifter may block some things. Had an automatic in it before, so. But we got the gauges in. Speed Hut fuel and Speedo Ispro EGT. Yes. No. Tachometer. A little hard to see. Ispro Tach. Sun Pro EGT and a Sun Pro coolant temp. Trans temp, which I was using for some. I think this was used as a coolant temp actually, and a Sun Pro EGT. So we have those there. Up here we're going to have our volt, our oil pressure, and something else if I recall. I don't remember offhand. I have all the stuff ran and everything. It's just I got to remember what they are, so because they're not in here at the time. Gauge pod is mounted about where it's going to sit. It's a little loose, but that's going to be basically our finished setup there. Have the switches for the horn, suspension up and down, and lights. And then we'll have some air gauges here to tell us what's going on with the air system. I have the stock floor clicker, which I have mounted with some rib nuts you've seen. That's the finished product of that. I still have all these wires here. You need butt connector to other wires that are on the other side of the dash. And then I have this connector here, which goes through the dash. So we have a lot of wires. Plus even more wires I added in. A few more wires to tie up here and there. You know, this one can get put up behind somewhere for now. I'll probably actually pull it through when I do the switches wiring itself. Up here, I do have a visor shelf for this one. You can see the outline where it hit the headliner. CB is going to go in there, so I got to run all the CB stuff actually through here. Probably run it up and down that side. Some, I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. But I got to run all the CB stuff. That's going to be a bit of a trip. Got a dome light still. The dome light wiring is back in here, so it's getting there. Not fully there yet, but it's getting there. I'm going to tuck it underneath the back carpet. Run it across and run it up on the other side to the dome light, I think. Have to double check that routing on it. We got most of the gauge bezels in, which is nice. This is going to be our engine kill knob. It's not really a switch. It's a mechanical cable actuated knob. So pull it out, push it in, which that bezel's not holding in too well, and I need to do some little adjustments on that cable. Need to pull the cable under the dash a little more and probably replace this bezel with another one because some of the clips are broken on it. But, you know, project for another day. Also need to work with this brake controller. That's going to be changed out for another one because the tab's broken off of it now. And it's not even holding in anymore. So, radio's going to go there. There's a little bit of chips to the paint. May touch that up, or I may just find another bezel for that one. We got the glove box in, so pretty nice little setup. Door panels are staying off until the mirrors go on, which is when it gets out of the garage, because it is quite a tight fit to get out of the garage. And I do have to replace the front windshield. Why the overspray doesn't matter, but that's again a thing for another day. Right now I'm very happy with this. And I did incorporate one cool feature into this I'm going to show you guys here in a second. Okay, so you're trying to hook up to a trailer with this air ride. I put dump valves in. So what we can do is we have the front and the rear. I think so. Actually, it doesn't matter yet because I haven't hooked them up. Front and rear switches. We're going to have the horn. It's a momentary. There we go. It's hanging up a little bit on that other one. It'll wear it. We have the horn, and we have two dump valves. So we actually have three positions. We have up, middle, and down. Okay? So middle would be the storage position. You're just shutting the valves off. It's going to sit and do its thing. If I'm driving it every day, they'll just be left and up. But you will have leaks in the air system. At some point in time, you are going to run out of air, and your bags are going to drop. It's going to happen. So because of that, if I want to keep air in the tank, I can shut the dump valves to a complete off position. Because there's two valves there, one that controls the air coming in and one that controls the air going out the dump side of things. So if I go ahead and I put it to up, it allows air in. So we can drive around and everything at ride height with our automatic adjusting leveling valve I incorporated in the back. So if I put weight on the back, I don't have to go out and adjust any ride height anymore. Up, it's going to add air as it needs. It's going to let air back in as it needs. You know, it's going to do its thing. Then if I push the down, it's going to dump all the air out of the rear suspension, for example, with this button here. That'll drop the rear suspension the whole way down onto the bump stops. I can back up underneath the trailer, and then once I have the gooseneck lined up, put it back into the up position. It's going to lift up and lift up the trailer as it lifts the air suspension and compensate for the added tongue weight of any given trailer. Pretty cool, I think. It's going to be a neat feature to have. It's going to make hooking up trailers so much easier. So at that point, you just get out, hook your chains, lock it in place, and go. But yeah, so a lot of work today, a lot of little tedious things. Getting all the switches, connectors, and wiring hooked up and everything else. So it's been interesting. Couple little custom things we have going on here. Obviously, I made the gauge pod. The gauges, I did those. I also have the billet knobs you probably saw earlier when I was showing you it. We have this entire setup's custom. Most of the dash is basically stock. I threw a turbo diesel emblem on it back in the day, which I still love. So a lot of the interior is going to be stock or stock equivalent, like the visor shelf up top there. That's going to be very stock looking. It's a very matches the color and everything type of accessory, so it's going to be pretty cool. Came originally with a bench seat. We got buckets and a center console, armrest, third seat in there. with the shifters only going to be usable for kids. But hey, either way, so the seats have been upgraded. The door sills are the older style aluminum ones. We have some right here. So those are door sills. They're the older aluminum ones. I just like them because they hold up better and they add a little bit of bling, tie in with the billet knobs and whatnot. Yeah, so other than that, it's basically stock interior, just redone. It was originally a vinyl floor truck. I put a carpet in because I like the carpet. And I'll probably put some floor mats in here. If I'm really lucky, I can find some original style floor mats. Or something that looks like it would be OEM carpeted floor mats and run them. You know, so pretty much we're going to get the rest of it wired up, rest of it together. And, you know, after all that's taken care of, we'll finally have something that we could possibly be one step closer to starting the thing. As far as starting it up goes, still got to fill all the fluids. The fuel system is done. The power steering, I need to do a little bit of work on the power steering lines there. And so yeah, we should be seeing a started up video pretty soon here. I just wanted to get the dash in and working before I started it. So, you know, after I get the rest of the interior back together, we're progressing on that route and hoping for the best. I think it's going to be pretty fun. First time this thing runs, to be honest with you. I also have an exhaust piece I need to purchase too. So, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to me ramble about this truck. I love the thing, and I hope you do too. It's going to be a real sweet build when it's all said and done. And I'm hoping to take it to at least a few car shows in the process there, and, you know, share its awesomeness with others. So, also why I'm doing these YouTube videos. So, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Peterson Auto.